A mí me gusta cómo lo haces. A mí me gusta cómo lo haces. Hay algo en ti que es bueno y natural. Y tu cuerpo lo sabe expresar. Tiene mucho che. A mí me mata porque tiene che. Ya son pocas que a medio personal. Yo estoy que no puedo parar. Te tiro flores y tú me tiras piedra. Me estás matando tu indiferencia. No me quiero echar todo tanto churro. Me está quemando el sol de tu presencia. Yo sé que existe una correspondencia. Ya no me pidas paciencia. Quiero echar todo tanto churro. Recapacita y di que sí. Me está rompiendo el corazón. Yo quiero verte por ahí, como un perro detrás del dolor, como un mazo buscando el dolor, como un loco detrás de tu amor. Me tiro flores y tú me tiras piedra. Me estás matando por tu indiferencia. Viene por ciencia, no me quiero echar toda me negra. Me está quemando el sol de tu presencia. Yo sé que existe una correspondencia. Ya no me pidas paciencia. Me quiero echar toda
Hey there, Kitchen Mutants. It is Friday night. I am your favorite daddy man in the kitchen, and that can only mean one thing. It is time once again for Mutant Cafe Live. Welcome to the kitchen. Thank you guys so much for joining me again this week. It is still deep in the State Fair Food Month. We are way over halfway, actually. We got about 3 more episodes to go. Tonight, we are doing, as requested, by Twitter user Pete Swords at Aloha Pete. He had asked for churros, so we are making cinnamon churros with a dark chocolate dipping sauce. He requested it, so we are making it. It's a great dessert. It is super easy. It is fried once again. I think that takes us to 4 and 6. I lost track. But we're definitely at least 60% fried this month. Next month is going to be nothing but salads and vegetables, I promise. I don't promise, because that's not at all what it's going to be. I do know what next month is going to be, and it's going to be super fun, trust me. But we got 3 more weeks to go in the State Fair Food. We are airing right before the countdown for the last drive-in. We are on week 6 of that. So yeah, we got 3 more weeks to go. Looking forward to 2 great movies again tonight. We already know one of the movies, and I am not going to talk about it. Because I'm sick of talking about it, and I'm sick of hearing about it. We'll watch the movie, we'll enjoy it, just like we do with all 55 movies that Joe Bob has given us over the almost past 2 years. I am with Joe Bob, I'll watch whatever he shows. Anyhow, so let's get to the cinnamon churros. There is a lot involved. It's simple, though. There are 4 steps that we're going to go through. I've got it broken down in the recipe, and I'm going to walk you through every single step. None of the steps are hard or difficult. They're all pretty easy. There's just, a certain pattern you got to follow, because we are going to make the dipping sauce, and we're going to make the churros. There's a couple pans involved for this one, which normally we try to keep it down to 1 or 2 pans. So if you have any questions and you're on the YouTube, please make sure you are doing that at Mutant Cafe, and Hugs is manning the keyboard, and he will get the questions to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. And we still have 1 open slot for the State Fair Food. So if anyone has a suggestion of something that we have not yet done that is your favorite State Fair food, or festival food, or carnival food, or street fair food, we are willing to give it a listen. And if it's something we can do here, we just might do it. So let's get to the ingredients like we always do. You're going to need 1 cup of room temperature water. You're going to need a half a cup of butter, which is 1 full stick. 1/4 teaspoon of table salt. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. 3 eggs, which we are going to beat. If I forget, let me know. You need vegetable oil for frying. We are using the smaller cast iron skillet, which is over on the stove, heating up. We're going to bring it on over here. Same small 10-inch pan that we use. And you really only need about 2 inches, excuse me, no more than 3 inches in your pan. We're not deep frying these. We're just frying them on one side, flipping them very quickly on the other side, and then getting them in the good stuff, okay? So you do need the vegetable oil for that, or again, any neutral oil. We've talked about frying to death this month. I think y'all have it. You could probably squeeze it out of like your skin at this point. I feel like I can. So you're also gonna need 2 quarters of sugar, 2 quarter cups of sugar, excuse me, 1 in a big bowl that you're gonna roll the churros in afterwards, and 1 for the chocolate. You're gonna need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 cups of milk divided in 1 cup and 1 cup, and 4 ounces of chocolate, dark chocolate. I'm just using the chips. That is a ½ a cup if you need to do the cups. And then we also have a ½ a teaspoon of cinnamon. Almost forgot that. All right, so if you've ever made a pâte de choux, which is puff pastry dough, this is similar. It's the exact same process. That is French, so it's got a lot more butter, a lot more eggs in it, and it's actually a little sweet. This, there's no sweet in the dough. It's just a good fried dough that's oily, and we're gonna pat it off just slightly, then we're gonna dip it in the cinnamon and sugar, and that's where the sweet comes from. Then you can dunk it in the chocolate if you want it even sweeter. Have a little cocktail. Margarita night. This is a traditional Spanish dish, so we are obviously going to have burritos and things like that later, so we're having a margarita, not my Lone Star like I normally do. So we got this pan going. You want a medium pan. I always go heavy bottom, and we are going to get the 1 cup of water in there, and this is going to make the dough. All right, you're going to want a stick of butter in there and your salt. We talked about before, yes, you put salt in baked goods. It brings out the flavor. Sounds weird, but works. So we're gonna get this going. It's on medium-high heat, and we wanna bring it up to a boil. Easy peasy. Then we'll be waiting for that. There's a couple little things you can do. You can go ahead and take your cinnamon and dump it into the bowl of sugar that you're gonna use to roll your churros. Just get that nice and incorporated so you can see little cinnamon flecks all throughout. Excuse me. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you again for Pete. I don't know if he's in the chat room. Thank you for, yep, thought he was. I wear this t-shirt for Pete. It just seems like a Pete t-shirt. Those Hawaiian vibes. I don't know what a bear has to do with Hawaii, but absolutely nothing. It just felt like a Pete t-shirt to me. All right, so there's that. This is already...
He digs the shirt.
I knew he would. Thank you, Pete. It's all right. It's already coming up to a boil. Or simmer, at least. Close to a boil. What we're going to do next is we are going to take this wooden spoon, we're going to slowly add the flour, and we're going to stir this vigorously. And what's going to happen is it's going to form a nice, soft, loose ball after about 2 minutes, and that's your dough. That's literally it. Excuse me. Then we put eggs in it, and that's your dough. That's literally it. While we're waiting, you could definitely use a pastry bag, but I always try to keep it accessible for everybody. These are the big, giant Ziploc bags. I'm using 2 because they're a little weak and they do tend to break if you're squeezing too hard. I'm just going to put one inside the other. This is nice because you can just throw it away. I know you can throw a pastry bag away, but pastry bags are a lot more expensive than a Ziploc bag. I think most people tend to, as long as it's not too gross, whatever you're squeezing out of it. Some people, you know, like with this, you could totally wash a pastry bag and use it again. I'm not gonna, this just goes in the trash. I know it's not great for the environment, but it's just easier. Sometimes the shortcuts are worth it. It's Friday night, you don't need to be messing around with cleaning a pastry bag. Right, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna nick off, and y'all seen me do this before several times, I'm sure, maybe not with a bag this big, but make sure you get both of them. Don't go too much. Better to go a little small and then go deeper if you need to than going too big. Right, there you go. You just want a little bit of that pastry tip sticking out. And I'm using like the star tip to give it those nice edges on the side, because the edges obviously are going to grab some more sugar. You can definitely, if you just have a rounded edge tip, or if you don't have a tip at all, just if you don't have a tip at all, cut the hole smaller than you would think, because it's going to expand a little bit as you're squeezing out this dough. But that's fine. It works too. Just make sure you don't go too big. We tried some bigger ones. I'm like, what would happen if we made really big churros? They get really super crispy on the outside and then doughy on the inside. So that's not great. I would say this is the size of Lifesaver, maybe a little smaller. The inside circle of a Lifesaver, maybe. I don't know. Bad at sizes. All right, let's get this on the side because we are definitely boiling here. So we're just going to slowly start putting in this flour. Go over here. And whisking briskly. It's a nice, soft, palatable dough. Here we go. It's already starting to clump up. So easy. Just make sure you're getting all of it up. That's why you're using a wooden spoon. There you go. See, it's already so easy. And then, to give it that nice elasticity, we're gonna take this off the heat, and I'm gonna use these amazing new pot holders from the Stitch. Thank you, Stitch. I appreciate this. One of the co-sponsors of Horrible 2020 that Mutant Cafe was part of in January, February. Thank you so much. Freddy Krueger won, so I got the cool Freddy Krueger pot holders. I love you. You really love them. So we're gonna put this pan down on that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna let it cool down just slightly, and we are going to take bowl, crack the eggs. It's 3 eggs. And a nice quick whisk on these. And the reason we pulled this off the heat is because we don't want these eggs to scramble up. Scrambled egg churros might not be bad though. A little sausage link, some bacon maybe. Hub said no. Any questions, Hubs? Anyone got some questions for me? Any guesses on the first movie? We know the second movie. I think he's going to go super, 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 super light on the first movie because of the second movie. Just me. I guess dumplings, which is not super, 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 super light. It's about a woman from China who uses abortions to make dumplings. Super light. All right, we're going to dump, the look on those face right now. We're going to dump these eggs into the batter. And just keep stirring until it incorporates up. That batter is sucking those eggs right up. Keep going, make sure every little drop gets absorbed. And it's going to form a ball again. There we go. That's it. There is your dough. Make sure it's incorporated all into a nice paste. It is like a paste. Loose dough, that's for sure. But that's good, because that's what's going to make it all puffy on the inside. Because as soon as it hits that oil, it's going to seal it, and then this dough is going to puff up. So good. Buttery. Awesome. All right, we're just going to let this cool over on the side. And we're going to start on the chocolate sauce. Should definitely be my mom's favorite part. All right, we're going to go milk chocolate in a pan. Easy peasy. 1 cup of the milk. Half cup of the chocolate. 4 ounces, I think I said. 6 ounces, 4 ounces. Cocktail for shot, man. Spatula. Start stirring it up. We're just going to melt that down. It's already melting. This will not take any time at all if you're using chocolate chips. If you're using bigger pieces of chocolate, break it down. But, chunks take slightly longer than the chips. Chips are pretty quick. A lot of times I would not use chocolate chips because they have a chemical put in them, so when you're making cookies, they don't spread as much, so they don't melt the exact same, but we're using cornstarch, so it's going to be all good.
I have a question. Any reason you didn't use a whisk as the dough too thick? And when you were stirring...
Yeah. I did not use a whisk because, the dough's too thick. It would get all up in it would get all in here, and then you'd be constantly trying to push it all out, and it's thick. I mean, if you look at this, it's like I don't even know how to describe that. It's thicker than a pancake batter, that's for sure. It's
like oatmeal.
Yeah, like a cornmeal, exactly. Thank you.
Another question, what brand of pans do you prefer?
I mean, I'm a definite to each their own kind of person when it comes to pans. I get this question with the knife too, and honestly, whatever works for you best. And it also, whatever works best if you're using gas or if you're using electric. I do, however, like a copper bottom pot. That's the one thing that I definitely look for. The copper helps conduct the heat more evenly. So I definitely would say, copper bottom. I think ours are Teflon, I believe, which are not super expensive pans, but the thing is, we've had these since I moved out, which was more than a decade, let's say that, maybe 2 or 3. So I had to explain to Hub exactly what constitutes a millennial last night, and then once he got that, he literally looked at me with a straight face and said, so that makes you a centennial? That's love, y'all. Okay, we're going to take the last cup of milk and the cornstarch and this whisk. It's going in. Just going to whisk it up. Okay. This chocolate is almost melted. Yep, it's melted. It's going to look like chocolate milk at this point. There we go. But it looks like chocolate milk. Twitter people can probably see it. Sorry, YouTube people, you can't see it. But you know what chocolate milk looks like. So next thing we're going to do, take that whisk again. I keep wanting to put that in the sink. We're going to go the last quarter cup of sugar in there. This is a sweet dish. How Pete likes it. And we're also going to put the last cup of milk in there with the cornstarch. And the good thing about that cornstarch, man, it's a pain. It gets all over everything, or at least it gets all over me. Maybe it's just me. But it's a thickener. So it's going to thicken this up. Better than flour. We talked about how I don't like that flour taste. Blech. All right, and we're just going to let this go for about 5 minutes while we deal with the dough. All right. Take the bag, and it's now cooled down a little bit. I'm gonna bring it back center stage. Make sure your tip is positioned where it needs to be. Get your bag rolled. Both bags rolled. Excuse me. You know what? I got that tip in there. Let's do that again. Get the tip in both bags. There we go. Awesome. Let's get it rolled down. Not hard, y'all. I'm making it look hard, but it's not hard. Get the bag rolled down. All right. We're just going to spoon this in carefully. You can put it all in. I'm going to go about half. I'm definitely not going to do all this. Oh, by the way, you should. I apologize. I should have said this like 10, 15 minutes ago, but again, we're not going much. You should have your oil on. I did say it. I don't know if I said to have it on. We're going to bring that up to 350, I think. Correct?
So
yeah, 350.
I have a comment here. If like attracts like, does that mean the Cafe Mutant is corny?
If what attracts what?
If like attracts like, does that mean that Cafe Mutant is corny?
I mean, Cafe Mutant is corny. I don't know about the like plus like part. I'm not
Like
following.
attracts like.
Who is that?
Mutant foodie.
Mutant foodie. Oh, if like, yes. I mean, yeah, because y'all are corny. Is that what you're saying? And if that's what you're saying, then yeah, the Mutant Cafe is corny. Because y'all are corny. I don't know what you're talking about. But that's okay, because Daddy Man doesn't ever know what anyone's talking about. You don't know that about me.
Because the cornmeal.
Oh.
Because I said it looked like cornmeal.
It looked, gotcha. Yes, corny. See? All right. Sticking up nicely.
Mary wants to know what the blue drink is.
Mary wants to know what the blue drink is. It is, Mary. We are having Skinny Girl margaritas. Thanks, Bethany Frankel, because we're gay. And we decided to. We've had some of the beverages actually from at the beginning of the quarantine that we bought for Monster Movie Happy Hour drinks during the retro diner month that got postponed. We did 2 episodes. We have some of those liquors sitting on the top of the bar, and they're like half full. I was getting tired of looking at them, so I dug deep into the back of our hutch in our dining room, and we had some blue tropical whatever liqueur, and I'm like, let's put them in the first one. They look pretty, but they're nothing great. To be honest, we're gonna go straight up margaritas when we get our Mexican food tonight. What's y'all's go-to Mexican dinner? I am either getting a burrito suizo with chicken or fish tacos. I like the fish tacos. Hub said no to the fish tacos. How good would those fish sandwiches that we made, Mary, be as fish tacos? Yes, please. Man, why didn't I mention that during that episode? Get rid of the bun, throw it on a tortilla. Even with that Asian slaw, that'd be good. Little Asian, Mexican fusion action going on. All right, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this switched to the other stove, and I'm gonna bring the oil over. You're basically just gonna want to let this simmer for about 5 minutes, but I want to get to the churros. That's the fun part. It's just gonna keep thickening up. That's why I need a double burner, right? Right.
Turn that chocolate down.
Carefully get the oil over.
You should turn that down.
Cool. Great. So we got this oil up to 250, so we're very close. Keep that up. We want this at 350, so we got a little bit. All right, so we got the bag filled. Let's talk about how we're going to do this. We've done it before. You're going to get it all down in that corner. Make sure your tip is sticking out. And I'm going to do one on a plate. So y'all can see. Basically, what we want to do is you're going to hold it with one hand. Where's my scissors? Here we go. Pair of scissors are very helpful with this. And you're just basically going to squeeze, draw a line, and cut. All right? That's all you're going to do. But you're doing it in hot oil. So don't panic that it's hot oil. It's no big deal. It's not going to splash on you if you go nice and slow. Right? And there, how cool is that? The dough is reusable. Also, let's get a plate out with paper towels and some tongs. I forgot. I always forget one utensil, I feel like. Right. Tongs to flip. Let's get this oil up. Any guesses for the movies? No guesses. Nobody's got a guess.
Someone said Big Trouble in Little China.
I was trying to, I know Joe Bob likes to play with the guesses. I think his hint was the L-A, and he spells it L-L or L-E-E-L-A-A, something like that. The L-A people screw with the Chinese was the first hint. And I think that'd be okay, but Big Trouble in Little China is San Francisco. So I reread the clue because he likes to sometimes change one word one way or another way to throw you off, make you think you know what he's saying, but if you look at that one word, he's saying something different. And I don't see a way that that could possibly be LA, because it's LA, and that's his way of spelling LA, his foo-foo kind of, whatever he was talking about, that bug that eats the coffee beans and poops it out or whatever, coffee. That's who he's talking about when he says LA. So I don't know. That's why I went with dumpling, because it's a Chinese horror movie, which there are very few of. Trust me, I looked, and there's none that have been remade in America. I couldn't find any, but it's a Chinese horror movie that's fairly popular, and then LA people like to play with their dumplings and make them, avocado, whatever dumplings. So I thought maybe, but I don't know. With Cannibal Holocaust, I don't know that he's going to go with dumplings first. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just going to full on kill us, and then we're going to watch cartoons for the next 3 weeks. Maybe. Transition.
He said Big Trouble takes place in LA, but you would just said that, so he said, there you go.
Yeah, San Francisco, yeah. So, I don't know, but that does seem to be the popular guess. Quite frankly, y'all, if you really pay attention, rarely are there more than like 10 or 15 people, and there's thousands of us making the guesses, and there's rarely more than like 5 or 10 people who actually get one of the movies. Sometimes, it's a little spike, but when you get down to both movies, it's like next to nobody. So, I don't know. I think he likes to just make it as hard as possible because he doesn't even want us to guess right. That's just me. I mean, what fun is it if you're guessing? More fun being surprised, right? I don't like that we told the movies lately. Just me. All right, this is close, so I'm gonna give it a try. I feel like we've vamped enough. So give it a squeeze, make sure it looks good. Get your scissors, squeeze away from you, gently, don't burst the bag. You need to make another nick, make another nick. Oh yeah, about 4 inches, maybe a little longer. There we go. And if you start seeing bubbles, like we're seeing right there, you are good to go. Go ahead and do another one. And don't do more than 4. And I can feel this bag is feeling a lot of pressure, so see how I just kind of let go a little bit? Because you do not want to bust this bag. It's just a pain. That's why we got a double bag in here, because then you can go to the second bag, but why bother? Let's just not do it to begin with. There you go. Making these a little longer than 4 inches. Don't worry if they touch. They like to gravitate towards each other. Here we go. And this is fresh oil, by the way. This is not the fish oil that we used a couple weeks ago. Gross. All right, and they're bubbling away. Just perfect. That's exactly what we want. Sealing up nice and tight. The air is kind of cooking the inside, making them nice and fluffy. Yummy. All right, we got our sugar that we're going to dip it in after we dry it off a little bit. Thank you all for joining us on Monday for Mutant Memorial Day. That was pretty awesome. Lots of people, fun. It's almost like a barbecue, virtual barbecue. It just felt fun. You throw that barbecue and you got 100 people coming, but they're all coming at different times throughout the day. That's exactly what it was. Like we had a Jaws crowd for sure. We have an Overlord crowd for sure. And how fun was it? Because each crowd was a little bit different and people stuck around. It was fun. So thank you all for that. I think on behalf of myself and mutantfam.com and Lurking Transmissions and Monster Movie Happy Hour and the Killer Horror Critic and Mutant Theater, if I didn't say them, we all want to thank you guys for coming. That was a super fun way to spend Monday. Man, we ended with that Lurking Transmission movie. Evan scaring away folks. I don't know what that was about. It was actually good. Very dramatic. I felt like I was watching a stage play, a really fucked up stage play, but a stage play nonetheless. We're frying here. We're a little low on the temperature that we want, but it's cooking up. These will be the ones we eat while we fry the rest. Be a little more oily. That's all right. Put a little more in the bag while we're waiting. Anyone cooking along tonight? I think Pete said he was going to try. There were a couple of people that said they were going to try. Get this out of here. It's going to make close to 20 of these churros. I have held this dough for about an hour and a half, but I wouldn't necessarily go much longer than that. It's going to kind of lose its softness about it. And you can make these, and they can definitely sit around all day, but they're awesome right out of the oil. Or not right out of the oil, but a few minutes out of the oil. Yeah, these need just a little more temperature. Some chocolate doing. Let's check that out. Perfect. Look at that. Thickening up. Hey there, my forehead. Hello. Yum, man, that dark chocolate. I use Ghirardelli dark. Use the good stuff. All right, that's almost done. Definitely need a second burner, right? That's next. Season 3. Guess what's coming back? Friday Night Frights. Started talking. Be the same thing. You're going to start your night right here with Mutant Cafe. And then you are going to jump over to then you're going to have a cocktail. I don't remember. Do we do a cocktail then with Monster Movie Happy Hour? Yes, then we do a cocktail with Monster Movie Happy Hour. And then we're going to do 2 movies with Mutant Cafe. And then we're going to end the night over on the big YouTube drive-in screen with mutantfam.com and their awesome midnight marathon. We're coming back, y'all. The Friday right after Joe Bob. We are not skipping a beat. We're going right in. And like I said, I have a great series that you guys are going to love. This was fun. I like this. Again, there's a lot of fried food. My arteries are feeling it. I cannot wait to get on the bike. Hub's bike should be being delivered anytime. We're waiting for the buzzer. I expect it to go because... All right. I apologize. The oil was just a little cooler. This thermometer said it was ready, but I think it needed about another 25 degrees. So these might be kind of meh. Yeah. That's all right. You got tons here, trust me. Gives you time for another cocktail. We got plenty of time, right? Yeah, we got tons of time. Any suggestions from the audience for that last spot that we need to fill for State Fair food? I grew up in Stark County, Ohio, Canton, Ohio, which was in Stark County, and we have the Stark County Fair, not too far from my grandmother's. So we did a lot of county fair action as a kid, as a tween, younger than that probably. I don't know.
Mutant Foodie said they still want funnel cake.
Funnel cake was kind of our Dutch baby. Funnel cake is pretty much the exact same thing as funnel cakes or as the Dutch baby. Plus it's fried. So we may do a funnel cake. It's not going to be part of this series. I do love a good funnel cake, but I was going to do both, and it just felt like rushing too much. So that was kind of why I did the Dutch baby. It also was elephant ears, because an elephant ear and funnel cake are the exact same batter. It's just how you present it. And then when you go down to a Dutch baby, it's real similar. It's just you're not cooking it in the oil. You're cooking it in the hot oven, which makes it puff up like that. So it's almost the exact same thing. I will send you a recipe that I have for funnel cake / elephant ears. It's a great recipe. And if you paid attention, or if you watched or you made the Dutch baby, you'll have no problem with this recipe. Oh, look at that. We're almost done. But we may do it. Summer is here, so there's still going to be a lot of summer stuff, but I would love something that's not fried. Next week is not fried, I think. I think the finale is not going to be fried. I'm a little fried out. I don't know about y'all.
I also have someone asking about corn dogs, which have you done them? Which, yes.
We have done corn dogs, and we will do corn dogs again. Speaking of which, we haven't really talked about it. I announced it, and then I haven't mentioned a word in like 2 weeks. So, hey, let's announce it right now. We are coming up on 52 recipes, believe it or not, and 52 weeks, a couple weeks after that, because a couple weeks we had double recipes. So we're almost at 52 recipes, believe it or not, at 52 weeks, which means, 1 year we've been around, which is amazing. So we are about to start a new series. I'm announcing it right here on the fly. Why not? We're doing MC 52. You've seen the logo, you saw the promo, hopefully. If not, I'm going to definitely shoot it out tonight because I'm spoiling it now. And we are going to start on Wednesday nights. I know there are so many of you who are just joining in on Mutant Cafe. So we thought, how much fun would it be? Because A, I need to get them off Twitter because Twitter doesn't give me a file, but I have figured out a way, thanks to some people, on how to record all of my Twitter shows. So I'm going to record on my Twitter shows, and we're going to premiere them on YouTube on Wednesday nights. So starting third week in June, you're not only going to get this show, which is live and new, you're also going to get a weekly Wednesday show when we are going to watch every single episode again. Watch it again. And for some of you, for the first time. And I may even, we're going to see how it goes. I'm working on it. I may even be doing a little introduction for each episode that's brand new. Just talking about what maybe Mutant Theater was showing, why I picked the recipes, just fun little factoids like that. So it's a good way to just get back to those recipes. There's so many recipes that even when I look at the recipe guide, I'm like, oh my God, how much fun. Like corn dogs. Corn dogs was the second episode we ever did for Mutant Cafe. First was Piece of Lightness. Second was corn dogs. And I don't want to spoil it, but it was when we all got to Twitter meet Kelly Maroney and Barbara Crampton for the first time, called to Crampton, Lurking Transmission Evan. And she was super cool. They both saw that we were tweeting the movie. It was one of the movies we were tweeting, and they joined in. So I quickly changed the recipe, and we did corn dogs because it is Babe, right? Corn dogs to go with the little diner that they work in. All right, let's do these again. So yeah, corn dogs new. I already did them. Although I have thought about maybe doing the sausage version of the corn dogs where they wrap the pancake around it. That was a thought and may still be a thought.
And then we have a comment about Stark County Derby Night.
Yep, used to go to that.
That's your brother.
Danny Man used to like the Demolition Derby. Shocking. People are clutching their pearls right now. I used to love the Demolition Derby. Hubs is clutching his pearls right now. It's destruction, man. How do you not like these crazy, artsy, everybody decorated hearses and Volkswagen bugs and crazy giant wheels and stuff, and then they just beat the shit out of each other? How is that not fun? That's super fun. Yeah, Stark County Demolition Derby nights. Who said that? Was that my dad?
Your brother.
Oh, my brother. Okay.
He also said loaded fries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, loaded fries is good. I thought about a fry episode. I know if you all would think that's too simple. There's definitely a technique to making fries, and I know it's fried, but I would do fries if y'all want to see a fried episode. And yeah, loaded. I could load them up with some bacon, chili, cheddar, sour cream, tomatoes, scallions. Maybe we'll do that. I like the loaded fries episode because there is a definite technique to the fries. It's not just like cut your fries, throw them in oil, you're good to go. I like that idea.
We've had a couple other ones. Shrimp and grits. Is that served at a Southern fare? Country fried steak.
Ooh.
Lobster rolls.
Ooh.
And we have one vote already for fries.
Okay. I like the lobster rolls. We did just do the sandwiches with Mary, the fried fish sandwiches. And what was the one? Oh, country fried steak. That sounds good. Country fried steak with what? Like a gravy or a? I can do a little research, but I'm curious what you are remembering from your childhood. Or oh, Mary, that blue was no good. All right, so these are drained enough. They're not exactly perfect. Still pretty good though. And again, there's no sugar in this because this is where you're doing the sugar. Get these in. This brown sugar. And that grease is still there. Not a ton of it, but it's still there. Yum.
White gravy for the country fried steak.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds really good. And just like a fork in a container. How would that normally be served? Like not on a bun. I guess it's probably a fork in a container, right? I'd be totally down with that. That sounds so good. We do have, Mary will probably remember, we do have a Salisbury steak that got canceled because of the whole quarantine. We kind of cut out some of our more opulent recipes that we were doing because people were, not getting to the grocery store at the beginning of all this madness. I want to get back to that. But yeah, that sounds really good. Down with that? It's a possibility. Country fried steak, yum. Country fried steak, which is chicken, right? Can't remember. I know it's not steak. Chicken or pork? Either? Veal. Lamb? It's one of those. It's not chicken, I know that.
I think it's pork.
Pork, yeah, I think it's pork. Pounded out, fried up, another fried one. Y'all are just, you want me to literally have a heart attack on the first not State Fair food episode. Right on air. You'd be making a nice, healthy, crunchy salad and just keel right over on camera. Meat and Fam is ready to do anything for ratings. I tell you what, controversy. Teasing y'all. All right, we're getting, we're gonna wrap this up. These are almost done. Just want to get 4 nice ones for you. This oil just took a little longer. And you know what, babe? Can you hand me what are we gonna put this chocolate sauce in?
Those little
Let's get some of this chocolate sauce. Nice and thick and bubbly. Okay, pull out these churros. Nice and golden and crispy.
I didn't say lamb.
Excuse me?
Lurking Transmission said Hubs. Lamb? ? For real.
I think I said lamb. Who said that?
Lurking Transmission.
I think I said lamb. Lurking Transmission is a full-on vegetarian, right? That's the more like absolutely no. And by the way, actively can give you reasons why to be, which I can appreciate. I would like to hear some reasons why. some environmental, cultural, economical, global, sustainable reasons why, which I appreciate. Not just, I can't look in the pretty little eyes. Well, guess what? There's chickens and your shoes are made of leather. So, anyhow, always got a soapbox. So I got 4 more in there. These are nice and cool. Let's get them in here. We're done, y'all. That's it. We're just going to keep doing this over and over and over again until you have your churros. I feel like that is a total lack of ta-da. Ta-da! There you go. There's your churros. Get this out of the way. So good. They're sugary and cinnamony. You get this chocolate dipping sauce. And this sauce is not super thick, but you'll notice, again, this is dough. It's crispy dough, so it's sticking and it's got those ridges. Oh, man, that's good. Oh, that's good. Dark chocolate, got cinnamon, and the sugar. That is really good, y'all. Hope you give these a try. I appreciate you being here again this week. I will see you next week. I'm not telling what next week is right yet, because it might just be lamb chicken fried steak.
Takeout.
Or takeout. We've done takeout. Come on.
No,
So-
delivery.
Enjoy your churros. You hush. Enjoy your churros. Thank you guys for being here. I keep pointing. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you guys joining me every single week. Enjoy your movies with Joe Bob. Keep frying these up. Again, if you don't want to make them all right away, this will go in the refrigerator for an hour or two. So if you want to hit it at intermission, keep your oil at like 200-ish, 250. That way you can just kick it up while those credits are rolling, up the extra 100 you need, squeeze a bunch of them out, and you got enough to go for that second movie. You may not want to eat during that second movie, so plan ahead. But enjoy your churros, and thank you guys for joining me. I super, super appreciate you. Let's grab this and give the Twitters, hello, a big old thank you. Oops. For joining us. There's the churros. Let's put the churros in there. Okay, there's your churros. It's a nice, good look of them frying up. And your churros. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. And the YouTubers. Your churros. Look at those. Kind of dark. There you go. Look at those churros. Here they are frying up. Yummy, yummy. One more time. Here you go. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys next week and in the tweets in about 10 minutes. I super appreciate you YouTubers. Thank you. See you guys.